What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Mindset Wolkernite Fight Championship X on the 18th of October, the biggest and best card that we've put on, an anniversary card, a very special moment for everyone involved in Wolkernite, all the fans, all the fighters, everyone backstage, everyone that kind of helps put the show on, that we've got to this anniversary event, and we're going to make sure it's the best show that we can possibly put on for you. Get your tickets, links in the description, or go through the fighters, because a lot of the fighters have got their tickets now, so make sure you're getting the tickets off the fighters too. If you cannot come, livemma.co.uk for the pay-per-view, and there'll obviously be the on-demand service to watch it after the event has finished as well. But without further ado, we're not here with a stranger this time. We're here with someone who we're very much accustomed to seeing, Louis Waplington. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Yeah, good lad. Obviously, like we've seen you at junior level. Obviously, a fantastic junior career with us. We've seen you become a champion, defend that belt as well, and been unbelievable. But now taking that step up to the adult ranks, how are you feeling? You excited to kind of be able to use all of the skills that you've got?
Yeah, it's exciting, you know. I kind of felt like the last fight that I had, I was a bit done with the junior rule set. I kind of wanted to go up to amateur, but obviously there was a time and I turned 18, so it's finally time to go up. I feel like I can utilize a lot more of my skills now that I'm an amateur because, elements like ground and pound, you're not gonna, knock anyone out with body shots. I mean, I know I did that in junior, but that's a rare occurrence.
Yeah, exactly. I always said we know how good you were in junior, but I always said that your sort of strengths lend themselves to being able to land big shots on top when you get into those dominant positions. So it's kind of a scary thought about obviously how good you were in the junior and how good you're going to be in the adult classes. In terms of the training for this, I know you're no stranger to training headshots. We've seen you with shiners from training with heads and stuff and sparring full head contact, but training been any sort of different? Have you kind of been focusing more on the sort of the headshots and being able to land like vicious ground and pound?
Well, we never sparred body shots. Like I've never sparred body shots. So I've always sparred going to the head. So, it is just the same. Like I've always sparred going to the head. So some gyms obviously when their juniors are fighting, they like to say spar body shots. We never did that. So obviously I'm more accustomed to the full-on sparring.
Yeah, well, you can think about it. If you're sparring body shots and then you've kind of gone over to adult, say your first fight in the adult ranks and you're getting up from a scramble and instinctively you go to hold your hands down here to
Yeah.
like block your body, you're gonna get a big overhand right to the dome, and that's gonna cause some problems. But want to talk a bit about your opponent because we know a lot about your opponent, Kaysen, as well. We've seen him a lot. It was kind of someone who I'm surprised you didn't cross paths with in the junior ranks, but did you always think that you were inevitably going to end up competing against each other at some point?
Yeah, I knew at one point we were gonna fight. Obviously, he beat my teammate Danny, and for that I wanted to fight him because we're the same division. But as time went on, I could kind of see our paths crossing. Obviously he had the title fight with Bo. I then went and fought Bo, and I beat Bo. Maybe that match could have been had there, but it didn't happen. But it's happening now, and I'm really excited that's happening now, especially at the amateur rule set.
Yeah. So you're obviously because you've seen him fight a lot, you're pretty clued up on what he's good at, what his strengths are, and kind of what he's going to bring to you in the fight.
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, like he knows a lot about me. He knows how I fight too. So that's a two-way street, I would say.
Yeah. In terms of then, because one thing that we always used to say about you in the junior ranks was that you used a lot of aggression. It was a lot of there was a lot of strength involved and using your body to get to certain positions like around the back and stuff. In terms of the openings for these opportunities now, being able to when you maybe got someone's back, being able to land the shots up top.
Yeah.
This must feel like to you that things are just going to get easier.
As crazy as that sounds, that is the case. I know my level, I know my skill. Going back to obviously the aggression part, I actually felt like I lost my aggression a bit in the last couple of junior fights. My first two, I was out there, just putting work in from the first round. Somewhere along the lines there, my aggression kind of went. But, I've got a different type of hunger, a different type of fire in my belly. I'm just roaring to go.
Yeah, and obviously we've got quite a few names from Ignite down on the card. Obviously, Casper's fighting for the fighting for the for the title. In terms of like helping him prepare, that must be quite good that you've kind of got the knowledge to be able to help him prepare for what he's going to expect against Alex.
I think that's such a good fight, man. I think that's such a great fight. There was some good matchmaking done there to make that happen. I like that there's a storyline there as well, so that adds a bit more to it. It would definitely, I think that fight's gonna be crazy. But obviously being able to help Casper is so important to me because obviously I just fought Alex. Like me and Alex just went to split decision. Like whether he was ill or not. So it doesn't matter. I just know I can help Casper, to be honest. I know I can help Casper and hopefully Casper can get the win. But obviously
Yeah,
I know Alex is a tough guy.
yeah, definitely. What are you sort of expecting from your fight in October against Case, and then what are you sort of expecting from him? What are you sort of expecting from yourself?
Um to be honest, I reckon we're gonna strike for a bit, and eventually I'm gonna get the takedown, and then from there I'll do what I've always done. I'll just smash. Like as boring as that sounds, it's just gonna happen like that. And as respectfully as I can say it, there's gonna be nothing he can do. He's gonna be in that position, and I'm gonna be peppering him with shots, and the ref's gonna stop it. And if the ref doesn't stop it, then I'll sub him there. So
Yeah.
that's how I think the fight will go.
Yeah, and it's exactly 30 days till the event when we're recording this interview. It's the 18th of September, 18th of October is going to be the fight. What have you sort of looking at for the next month? What have you got kind of planned in terms of just like sparring hard rounds and keeping up the conditioning?
Yeah, just keeping it up, doing what I've always been doing. And then obviously I'll reap the rewards of that, and I'll put on a good show on the 18th of October. It's going to be a good event. Everyone should tune in, definitely.
Yeah, and in terms of the rest of the year, obviously we've got the December card, and then looking into next year, are you wanting another fight before the end of the year, or is that kind of going to be you until till next year?
I don't know. I think I'll sit the December one out, to be honest. I haven't really stopped. I made my debut in July of 2024. I had 5 fights in a year. And then obviously this fight will be six. So I would have had 6 fights in like a year and a half. So I think I owe it to my body to maybe take December off. But that depends on how I feel after the fight because I love the game. So it's hard to tell myself no.
Yeah, you come in there and you get a minute finish. I will see you in December. Like, like let's,
100%, 100%.
yeah, let's be serious there. But yeah, Louis, appreciate you coming on, mate. Really appreciate your time. Like, obviously, love having you on the card, mate. I think I've seen every single one of your fights live, mate, and I don't want that to stop. So yeah, all the best for your rest of your training camp, mate. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing you in October, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, not a problem. Make sure that you do, like I said, get the tickets, links in the description. Go through Louis if you're coming to watch Louis fight as well. But once again, all the best, and I'll see you in 30 days, mate.